Welcome to Mo2. We are two coaches, both named Maureen, who offer you tips and strategies, conversations around everyday living. And today we are going to have a conversation about clutter. Another time Maureen and I had a conversation about clutter, it can be used. Clutter, sometimes it's the buildup of materials around us that is part of our creativity. We're not necessarily talking about that kind of clutter today. I showed Maureen my desk area from where I was working last night, and it was cluttered. So Maureen, what are yeah, what do you have to say right now? What's coming to mind when you think of clutter?
Well, I was just thinking how easy it is to notice the clutter on the desk and
Mm-hmm.
how much harder it is to notice the clutter inside of our minds, and that gets in the way of whatever it is that we were wanting to do or how we're wanting to be. So, you know, right now I'm I'm making plans to do a 3-week book tour, and there's a lot of details to sort out, and so it's easy to have that clutter um, in my mind and not really organize it and have my thoughts go to these these details and worry about them. And
Yeah,
in
it's almost
fact, it's not helpful.
no, and what came to mind is it's almost like a distraction.
Yeah, yeah. And in a sense, you could even view it as a habit. Of a habit of rumination or a habit of worry or whatever you want to call it. And so how do you remove that habit so that it's no longer so you replace it with a different habit that's more useful to you?
Yeah, the clutter habit. Outside,
That's
inside.
yeah.
And how do we what's coming for me is how do we navigate it? Like we're not trying to push it away. We're going, oh, there's a lot in here. That's what I'm thinking about. There's a lot in here. And how do we kindly create more space?
Yeah. And the thing that pops into mind is number one, to accept that it's there. Um and and then kindness is one approach, curiosity is another approach, and just give it a little bit of space so that it can lessen its hold on us.
Yes. And that's as I just wrote my newsletter. This month is on mindfulness practice. And that's really what this is, the awareness that there's a lot going on in here, and that kindness can be just a simple observation. Uh, oh, another thought. Oh, another worry. And one of the simple tools I learned or statements was it's just a thought. And the just in there helps to lessen the power that we have possibly given to the thought. Oh, it's just a thought. Oh my gosh, that's all it is. That's what happened for me. It can help when I remember, because I don't always. And the spinning wheel can happen. And then when I remember, oh yeah, those are just thoughts, then the practice comes back into play. And that's for me why a regular practice doesn't have to be long, but a regular practice is really supportive in reducing the ongoing rumination, clutter inside here.
Well, and I think another important piece is the in in a sense, you can say, okay, I'm going to do a meditation or mindfulness practice in order that I don't have these things or this experience. And and that's in a sense a fix it mentality of I'm going to fix myself, right? Which really isn't what mindfulness practice is all about. Mindfulness practice is more about accepting what is, giving it space, and then it will shift. And when you were saying thoughts are just thoughts, they don't stay with us. They go away and are replaced by something else in a relatively short period of time if we notice it. And one of the things that I think is important is how we hold those in our body, because that's the automated piece, right? It's like I have this thought, I get a little uncomfortable, and then I get all tense, and then there's this feedback loop to my brain that's saying, hey, we're unsafe. Hey, we got to do something. Hey, we got to fix this. And in fact, if I can just go, oh, right, there's that body sensation, just going to notice it, give it space, not remove it, just accept it, and then it will change. Of course, without expectations.
It'll change, it'll have that space
Yep.
to just kind of move through us. And that was such an important piece. Thank you, Maureen, because we're not trying to fix it or change it. We're acknowledging, we're becoming more aware and present rather than going into that automatic place.
Well, and if you think about, anyone listening, if you think about what happens in your body when you are worried about something, chances are you're going to notice some repeat sensation that happens over and over again. And you can just allow that awareness of that sensation to help you accept that's the case, and it will naturally shift the experience. And that's the power of mindfulness that we're talking about. And it's also the decluttering that we're talking about.
So that mindful awareness, the noticing the thoughts, noticing the sensations in our body, not trying to fix it, make them go away, being aware, and that can assist our bodies in being more present. And there's a word I'm looking for, more present and less judgmental so about what's going on. And so being kind, it allows that clutter that can build up when we're not aware, and these ideas or stories or thoughts continue to go,
Contributing to the clutter.
contributing to the clutter.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go. So to be aware without judgment,
To
noticing,
accept.
yeah, it's just a thought, accepting, or it's a sensation, it's uncomfortable, it's a sensation or unpleasant, or
And
it's
then giving it
pleasant.
space.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So it doesn't have to be a long practice. You could try it for a minute.
Well, and the beauty of the practice is that you get skilled at it so that you can put the practice into play when you're having a bit more trouble.
Yes. And yes, so to implement a habit of practice so you can draw on it when necessary. It's really
Okay.
it. Okay. Thank you,
So,
Maureen.
thank you. So you can contact me at maureenmayhew.com.
And me at Caley-Verdonk.com. And if you like what we're sharing, please subscribe and feel free to share it. Thank you.
Until next time.